El Silbón, the Whistler, is a ghostly figure rooted in Venezuelan and Colombian folklore, known for its eerie whistle that foreshadows death or misfortune. His chilling presence is associated with the Llanos, a vast tropical grassland plain, and the haunting sound of his whistle, which can be heard across the quiet countryside at night. Origins and legend. The story of El Silbón. According to legend, El Silbón was once a young man who committed a terrible crime. There are various versions of his story, but the most common one tells of a spoiled son who, upon demanding venison for dinner, brutally murdered his father when he didn't fulfill his request. After killing his father, he cut out his organs and presented them to his mother to cook. She soon discovered the gruesome truth, and in a fit of rage, cursed him. The boy's grandfather then took it upon himself to punish him severely, tying him to a tree and whipping him mercilessly. To add to his suffering, his grandfather rubbed lemon and chili into his wounds and sent a ravenous dog after him. Finally, the grandfather cursed him to wander the earth forever, carrying a sack filled with his father's bones. His appearance. El Silbón is described as a tall, gaunt figure with a skeletal appearance. He roams the countryside wearing a wide-brimmed hat that covers his face, and he carries a large sack slung over his back. The sack is said to contain the bones of his father, which he sometimes counts aloud, particularly at night. Some stories describe him as a shadowy, ghostly figure, while others depict him as a more tangible but still terrifying presence. The whistle. The eerie sound. The defining characteristic of El Silbón is his distinctive whistle. It is said to mimic the 7 musical notes, ascending in order: do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. The whistle is both a warning and a trick. The eerie part of his whistle is that it follows a peculiar rule. When it sounds close, it means he is far away, but when it sounds distant, it means he is near. This deceptive nature plays on the fear and confusion of those who hear it. Significance of the whistle. Hearing El Silbón's whistle is considered a bad omen. It is a signal that someone will soon die or face terrible misfortune. The ghost is known to target drunkards and unfaithful men, attacking them by sucking out their life force, much like a vampire. In some versions of the tale, El Silbón kills his victims by dragging them away and counting his bones, leaving his victims to meet a grisly end. Encounters and variations. Victims of El Silbón. El Silbón is often said to haunt those who indulge in immoral behavior, such as infidelity or excessive drinking. Stories abound of men who, after a night of heavy drinking, would hear his whistle and then vanish, only to be found dead later, their bodies horribly mutilated. The ghost's motives seem to stem from a desire to punish those who remind him of his own sins and the punishment he received. Protection against El Silbón. Folklore suggests that there are ways to protect oneself from El Silbón. A strong barking dog can ward him off, as the creature fears dogs due to his own past punishment involving a dog. Additionally, chili peppers and whips are believed to deter him, as they remind him of the torment he suffered at the hands of his grandfather. Some say that praying and invoking the name of God can also drive him away. Variations across regions. While the core story of El Silbón remains consistent, there are regional variations in both Venezuela and Colombia. Some versions of the story portray El Silbón as a more pitiful figure, eternally seeking forgiveness for his crime. Others describe him as purely malevolent, enjoying the fear he inspires in his victims. In certain regions, it is said that he preys on unsuspecting travelers, appearing in the middle of lonely roads or desolate paths. Cultural impact. Influence on local culture. El Silbón is a significant figure in Venezuelan and Colombian folklore, serving as a cautionary tale about the consequences of violence, disobedience, and disrespect toward family. His story is passed down through generations, often used by parents to frighten children into behaving or avoiding risky behaviors. The legend of El Silbón has become a symbol of the supernatural folklore of the Llanos, embodying the mystery and danger of the wilderness. Modern representations. El Silbón has also made his way into popular culture, appearing in literature, music, and even films. His story is sometimes featured in horror anthologies and regional media, highlighting the enduring fascination with his tale. The legend continues to be a source of inspiration for artists and writers who use El Silbón to explore themes of guilt, retribution, and the supernatural. Festivals and celebrations. In some areas, the legend of El Silbón is incorporated into local festivals and celebrations. These events may include storytelling sessions, theatrical performances, and artistic representations of El Silbón, all of which serve to keep the legend alive and relevant. Such festivals often emphasize the cultural importance of folklore and the role of stories in preserving regional identity. Conclusion. El Silbón remains one of the most haunting and memorable figures in Latin American folklore. His story of familial betrayal, punishment, and eternal wandering serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of one's actions. The haunting whistle of El Silbón continues to echo through the Llanos, a ghostly reminder of the past that still captures the imagination of those who hear his tale. His presence in folklore highlights the rich cultural heritage of Venezuela and Colombia, and his legend endures as a captivating example of how traditional stories shape our understanding of the supernatural.